About 2 years ago, I watched all of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, and I totally fell in love with them. And now that all the movies are out, MGM came out with a wonderful Daniel Craig collection for the James Bond movies. And I really do think this is a wonderful release for all of these movies, especially in 4K, but there's a lot more details to learn about it, so let's get into that. First off, the presentation of this box is perfect. I love this design so much. It looks really similar to the previous four movie collection, so I'm not really sure which design I like more, but either way, they're both awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It has a nice case, nice box that you're gonna get, and all of the discs are here. You get Blu-ray discs. I mean, people are gonna complain about the design for the Blu-rays versus the other two. You know, they're all gonna look different, but I don't mind all that much. I think the funniest thing about this case is that, I don't know, but if you can see, but on the bottom it says includes extended unrated version of Casino Royale. And and I look at the back, literally the theatrical version of Casino Royale is 144 minutes, whereas the advertised extended version of Casino Royale is 145 minutes. So I don't know what they were thinking with that, but I like it. Either way, the box is great. Now, let's look into the details of the individual films. First, we got the two that started it all, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. These are sadly an upscale from the 2K digital master scans. This was honestly a really big missed opportunity for the studio. Now that Daniel Craig is done playing Bond, the studio could have done a really good scan of these films to make them native 4K. But they didn't do that, which is a real shame. There are some more details that you can see in these movies thanks to the bigger resolution, but it isn't an incredibly large jump that people were hoping for. It's got Dolby Vision and HDR10, which is probably the biggest strength of these, since there's no color banding and the colors are very rich. It has a lot more contrast and saturation, which some people might not be into, but I'm a huge fan. The audio track is a 5.1 Dolby Master, which I'm fine with. The other biggest strength for this Blu-ray is that it has the unrated cut of Casino Royale, like I said earlier. So for those of you who like more violence in your Bond movies, then there you go. Overall, these are great Blu-rays to own if you're a fan of these films, but they're just not as good as they could have been. Skyfall was the movie that I was looking forward to seeing the most, and I'll admit that it could have been handled a lot better too. It was filmed digitally in 2.8K and mastered in 4K, so it's technically an upscale, but I can't really blame the studio on that part since they made the movie digitally over a decade ago. The picture quality is very nice, very sharp, but the HDR color grading could have been way better. The white balance is off with either too much of a green shift or too much of a blue shift, and when you notice it, it just feels weird to see. But I know a lot of people won't usually be bothered by that kind of stuff. I'm just nitpicking here. Thankfully, I couldn't see any signs of color banding or digital artifacts, which is usually what I look out for the most with digitally made films, especially from such a long time ago. And the HDR makes the dark scenes a lot easier to see, which is great for this movie. Just like last time, we got a Dolby 5.1 audio track too. So I hate to say that while I loved watching this movie in such a high quality, I just think it could have been done a lot better. Now, I don't care what anybody says, Spectre was not the best Bond movie, but it was awesome, and so is this Blu-ray. We got a native 4K resolution, Dolby Vision, HDR10, and we finally upgraded to a 7.1 Dolby Atmos audio track. The movie was shot on 35mm film and scanned at 4K, so the picture quality is solid. This is an overall very action-packed and flashy movie, so I'm really satisfied with the presentation of this one. Great colors, plenty of details, and no digital artifacts. I think for future releases, this is a great example of what film studios should be giving the fans with 4K Blu-ray releases. It's got very high quality specs and it was transferred very well. Speaking of which, that leads us into the best part of this collection. The final Bond movie starring Daniel Craig, No Time to Die. So, in case anyone didn't know, No Time to Die was shot on 60mm film. So, this is definitely native 4K. We also got a Dolby True HD 7.1 audio track, Dolby Vision, and of course, HDR10. Now, this movie looks so good that I almost can't put it into words. But I'm going to anyways because this movie looks awesome. I am amazed with how clean the picture quality is. The details are immaculate and sharp and beautiful. The colors really pop here the most out of all of these movies. It blows all of them out of the water. With the big budget of this movie, I loved what they were really able to pull off when it comes to the specs. This movie was definitely made with features like HDR in mind. Since it's the most recent release out of all of these, I really feel like the days of color banding and digital artifacts are over. This Blu-ray is so good that I'm probably going to use it to calibrate my TV. Overall, I'm going to say that this is a really high-quality mixed bag. If you're a fan of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, then I really do recommend this. But only if you see it on sale, because about 60% of it is decent, and the other 40% of it is amazing. Now, while I would love to recommend it at full price, I don't know if it'll be worth full price for me, personally. If you guys think it's worth the full price, then definitely let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys would say about this collection. Otherwise, until the next time, I'll see you guys later.